Marcellus, I want to ask you a question from the perspective of an athlete and shift a little from the religion of sports to the spirituality of sports. A lot of athletes talk about being in the zone, talk about that place where it's mad, where your body can be pushed to extraordinary limits, almost liken it to being in a mystical state or a spiritual experience. From an athlete's perspective, what's that like? What is the zone? What is that mindset? What does that mean? And is that a spiritual state?
Well, I'd like to thank everyone for the invitation and the opportunity to speak to you. The zone, I think it means a lot of different things to a lot of different players. We all understand when you're into that place, and that place comes from the preparation that is individual, but at the same time, it's a commonplace amongst teammates. So that preparation kind of gets you to a place where everything is based on instinct and everything's on behavior. The practice reps, the 10,000 hours, whatever way you want to actually term that, once you get beyond that point, and then you kind of get into a place where you are now in connection with your best potential. Now, that potential, as we know in religion, this could be an ambiguous term. It could be something that you can't necessarily objectify. You can't put a measurable to it. But you know it when you feel it. You know it when you see it. Even the Lord is taking witness right now with the bells. As I'm speaking of this zone. I'm in the zone. The zone, it's an amazing experience. The several times I can tell you that I felt like I was in that zone when nothing could go wrong. God is on your side, whatever that may be. It's a place where you are absent of thought. As much as you're absent of thought, you're totally aware of everything going on around you, and everything becomes in movement at the speed of milliseconds. Like, I guess the best example that I've witnessed is if you ever see a wide receiver, and when they have to catch the ball when they're going out of bounds and they still get the 2 feet in. And sometimes this is such an aerial assault, and the aerodynamics of that play to the common viewer is like, wow, how did that guy drag his feet in bounds? But to that guy who's now in that zone, in that moment, without thought, it becomes instinct. It becomes learned behavior. And that guy in the middle of the air can catch a ball, see where he is in the placement on the field, realize he's being defended in that same moment, but still have the trained behaviors to put his feet down. And all of these things are happening to a guy who runs a 4.443. So it happens that fast. But just like an expensive camera, one of those Minoltas or something, and the shutter speed, the more trained you are as an athlete, the shutter speed changes. And all of a sudden, when it takes you to run 2 steps and you're like 1, 2, wow. To an athlete, micro movements are measured. And there's like 1,000 movements in those 2 steps. The zone becomes when those micro movements are now being assessed, but not necessarily paid to an attention. It's a very unique place that I don't think a lot of guys get to that place with a large quantity. But at the same time, when you get there, you're in full awareness that you are there.